Welcome to the session 17 of Financial Accounting 3rd, prescribed by Mangalore University for 2nd BCom 3rd semester. Unit 2, Retirement of a Partner. Session, Calculation of Gain Ratio. Gain ratio, ratio in which the remaining partners gain the retiring partner's share on retirement. ರಿಟೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ನ ಶೇರನ್ನು ಉಳಿದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೇಷಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಗೇನ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ವೆನ್ ನ್ಯೂ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವನ್, ಗೇನ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಇಸ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ. ವೆನ್ ನ್ಯೂ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್, gain ratio is to be calculated using new ratio and old ratio, that is new share minus old share. Calculation of gain ratio in various circumstances. If old ratio is given and it is stated that remaining partners share in future and the same ratio as before. Example, Ram, Gopal and Madan were partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1. Ram retires, so Gopal and Madan share between themselves in future in the same ratio as before. Calculate the gain ratio of Gopal and Madan. ರಾಮ್ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಮದನ್ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ 3:2:1 ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಇದೆ. ರಾಮ್ ರಿಟೈರ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮದನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫ್ಯೂಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಆಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮದನ್ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವ ರೇಷಿಯೋ 2:1. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಗೇನ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಸಹ ಅದೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಗೇನ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ನ್ಯೂ ರೇಷಿಯೋ. ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ old ratio between themselves. So the old ratio between remaining partners Gopal and Madan is Gopal 2 and Madan 1, 2:1. So the new ratio is 2:1. Gain ratio is also 2:1, because if you have to find out the gain, you have to find out new ratio minus old ratio. Here new ratio is also 2:1, old ratio is also 2:1. So gain ratio is also 2:1. So calculation of gain ratio. If the problem gives merely the old ratio, Ram, Raj and Rao are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1. Raj retires. Calculate the gain ratio of Ram and Rao. Here you have to cancel Raj's share. Raj's share is 2 here. New ratio is 3:1. So the gain ratio is 3:1. If the problem gives old ratio and also states the ratio in which the remaining partners gain. M, N and O are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:2:1. M retires. His share is shared by N and O in the ratio of 3:2. So calculate the gain ratio of N and O. Gain ratio is clearly given as 3:2. So you need not calculate any more gain ratio. If the problem gives old ratio and also states the share gained by each remaining partner from the retiring partner. So A, B and C are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1. C retires. His share is gained by A and B as of 1/24 and 1/8. Calculate the gain ratio of A and B. Here share gained by A is given as 1/24 and share gained by B is given as 1/8. So gain ratio is this 1/24 is to 1/8. So if you take the common denominator, 24 will be the common denominator for 8 and 24. So 1/24 remains as it is. 1/8 is equivalent ratio is 3/24. 8 3s are 24. So numerator becomes 3 into 1 3. So 3/24. So 1:3 is the gain ratio. Calculation of gain ratio if the problem gives old ratio and new ratio. Tall, thin, and pale are partners, sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 4 is to 3 is to 2. Thin retires, so tall and pale agree to share between themselves in future in the ratio of 5 is to 3. Calculate the ratio in which tall and pale gain. So here the new ratio of tall and pale is 5 is to 3. It is given 5 is to 3. Share gained is equal to new share minus old share. Share gained by tall is equal to new share of tall is 5 by 8 minus old share is 4 by 9. 4 plus 3 plus 2, 9. So 4 is the numerator, 9 is the denominator. So 5 by 8 minus 4 by 9. So 72 is the common denominator. So 8 nines are 72. So 5 into 9 is 45. Then 9 8s are 72. So 8 fours are 32. So 45 minus 32, that is equal to 13 by 72. Share gained by pale is equal to new share minus old share. New share of pale is 3 by 8. 5 plus 3, 8. 3 by 8 minus old share is 2 by 9. So common denominator is 72. 8 nines are, so 9 into 3 27, 9 eights are 72, so 8 into 2 is 16. So 27 minus 16 is 11, so 11 by 72. Now the gain ratio is equal to share gained by tall and share gained by pale. Here 13 by 72 is to 11 by 72. So here common denominator. So the ratio will be gain ratio will be 13 is to 11 or 13 is to 11. So calculating gain ratio when new ratio is not given and when new ratio is given. So this completes this session. Thank you.